Good evening and welcome to the Modern Touring Cars. It's round number 1 of Season 15. The start of a brand new season for these guys. 5 minutes of qualifying. This is going to take no time at all. Let's see who we have. We have a full lobby of guys tonight. And potentially girls, you never know, as Ginge, who did say he was going to be an Astra, has decided to go into BMW and immediately almost spun the car going through Red Gate. That's a good start. Well, we have the debutant NGR Danzo D7. I have no idea what car he's in. He's in the pit lane as we speak. He's on his way out though. Let's have a look. He is in a Mercedes. Has the Baz 27. Otherwise known as NGR MLV, otherwise known as MLV, otherwise known as Harry, otherwise known as someone, something else, somewhat. Every name under the sun as someone tries to go down the inside and spins. Scooby G's in a BMW. Jack in the Astra. He drove this car a couple seasons ago, so this should be interesting, although that big number 23 could get in the way. As he goes sideways, he's drifting an Astra. Unbelievable scenes at Donington Park. NGR Fraser, he's in a Mercedes. Tro246 in a Astra. Lightblade 2K18 in a Merc. Jamie WRX is in a Merc. That looked like Jack deciding to let other people through. Brewster 71A is in a Astra. Web user Johnny is in a Mercedes. NGR Lee in a BMW. Royston's gone BMW. Tim is also in a BMW and also in the wall. Omega 1984 returning to the championship. He's in a Mercedes. DY House 7 also in a Mercedes. And Ginge, as we've seen, in the Chevrolet / RAC lookalike BMW. Now, as you will notice, there are no Megans. And there's a very good reason for that. They are banned. They're just banned. In the end of story, they're just banned, I'm afraid. Last season was pretty much a McGann Cup in the end. So this season NGR Ginge just decided that he's going to ban the McGann. On board then with Jack for our lap of Donington Park on his Astra. I love driving this car. It's a fantastic car to drive. Into Redgate then. Hit the brakes. Late turn in. Get on the power as soon as you can. Back in trying to kick, but well held that from Jack. Through Hollywood, absolutely flat. Oh yeah, no sign of lifting off there. Through Carina Curves, shouldn't lift, isn't lifting, into the old hairpin. Hits the brakes. Chucks it in, don't run too wide. Good stuff through there. Through Starkey's Bridge. And up to Schwartz Curve, flat left, into McLean's again, another late apex. Get on it as soon as you can on the throttle. Up towards this blind right-hander, that is Coppice. Just got to turn and hope you've got the right turning point. It extends out then on to Starkey's Straight. And you head down towards the Fogarty S's for the final corner of this national layout of 1.957 miles. A little bit of a hop, skip and a jump. And back to the pits because I'm guessing he just had a slowdown on that one. And that means Jack's not going to have a time because he's not going to have time to go back round. NGR Fraser currently on pole position with a 111.7. There's Jamie, 112.9 and 1.2 off the pace. Web user Johnny currently in third. DY House 7 in fourth. It's a bit of a Mercedes affair right now, although Brewster puts it up into fifth. But Mega putting it in second place at the moment. All sorts of times coming through now. Ginger's put it in fourth. He's top rear-wheel drive in the moment. Good evening, Brent Fry, otherwise known as Jordan, otherwise known as. How are you, mate? It's good to see you in the Group A's. Not a bad result in the top 10. As Ginge goes through the Carinas and into the old hairpin. Jack and someone else. Who is that? That is Tim. Not going to set a time, so keep an eye out for Jack. He will be coming through the field. That is time. Try and catch someone on their way to the line. That's Jamie. We're going to get first. Jamie crosses the line. He stays in third. Yeah, this guy's a pretty damn good car, actually. Four-wheel drive. Here comes Brewster 71A, though. With DY House 7 right behind him. Puts it sixth. DY House 7 moves it into fourth place. A good start by him in this campaign. If he can stay there. Omega goes second. Currently Fraser, no one can topple him at the moment. Here comes Has the Baz. Go on then, Burnt Fry. Give me a prediction for the race. As Has the Baz goes into fifth place. Ginger's finished, then he's down in ninth. Danzo comes across the line, finishes in 12th. Royston, the last man along. That's a done deal. Burnfry says Jamie second. Who's going to win though? That's the critical thing. Who will win this race? So your grid for the race is Fraser, Omega 1984, NGR Lee, Jamie WRX, Has the Baz 27, D Whitehouse 7, Scooby G down in 7th place, Brewster 71A, NGR Ginge, Web User Johnny, Lightblade 2K18, Danzo D7, Tro 246, Royston. Jack didn't set a time, along with Tim, who didn't set a time. Good evening, Alan Knight, who is otherwise known as, in the sim racing world, Shadowstalker DBS. How are you, mate? And Burnt Fry says, Fraser to win. Obviously, Shadowstalker not getting in this race. How do you enjoy the Group A ones there, Alan? That was an interesting race of sorts. But Season 15, the modern touring cars. We have 3 red lights at Donington. We are green. Who's got the best getaway? That BMW of NGR should rocket into the lead as he does. Here comes Has the Baz as well. He's looking now to get up and towards second place as we head towards Red Gate for the first time. He does get into second place, so that means Fraser down into third. Omega's fourth. There's Jamie in fifth. Scooby G up into sixth at the moment. There's DY House 7 and Brewster 71A. Ginge is currently in ninth with Lightblade 2K18 down in 10th. Tro 246 11th with Web User Johnny in 12th. Oh, Jack's been pushed wide. Web User Johnny too wide through the Craner curves, and it looks like Web User Johnny's just spun wide. Not spun wide, he's just understeered there. But that's a bit unlucky for those two, and Jack down into 14th. There's something else that's happened between Danzo. Oh dear, Web User Johnny's got no rear wing. Danzo has no front right light, so I think there's been a bit of contact between there. But we head back to the front now, where all the action will start to happen, because we have NGR who's leading from Has the Baz, from Fraser, from Omega, and Jamie's right on the tail of Omega. And behind that we got DY House 7, we got Ginger making a move here, potentially on Brewster, 71A, can't quite do it. Lightblade right on the tail, the top 10 covered by less than 5 seconds, after lap number 1 of 16. All 16 runners still here at the moment. Oh my word, there is, that's an interesting move. That's Omega and Fraser going to blows into Hollywood. Fraser just keeping the place. Jamie right on his tail, going through the old hairpin now. And Lee under a severe pressure from Has the Baz. And behind that, that's Brewster. Into the wall. And there's DY7. There's NGR Ginge. He's still got Lightblade behind him. He's into 8th place now. Meanwhile, at the front, the top 4 covered by less than a second as they head down Starkey Straight towards the Fogarty S's for the second time. NGR currently leading this race. Jack's up into 11th place at the moment. He's got about a few seconds. Oh, and a bit of a twitch for Has the Baz. He's gone as the grass. He's kept it pinned. Amazingly, doesn't lose any places. That's a good recovery, but Jamie down the inside then off Fraser into Redgate. That should be done deal. It is a done deal. Through Hollywood they go. Oh, collision behind. Scooby G and DY House 7 coming to blows. That's Redgate. Jamie now all over the back of Has the Baz. That's not too bad, that Alan, if you haven't driven the Group A ones before. And yeah, if you're not doing something like commentating or doing something else with the race, then yeah, it can be quite boring if you just having to watch it. But I'll try and make it as entertaining as possible. As Has the Baz has a shortcut penalty, drops down to 4th place. There to make it into 5th. Meanwhile, Jamie has Fraser right up his chuff. Fraser's now looking for a move. Doesn't quite do it. You'll look for a nice line out of the Fogarty S's though. And it doesn't really look he's got a run either. 1.4 the gap between Lee and Jamie. And Ginger's currently 6th, which is a good effort. Omega just up the road. Meanwhile, DY House 7 has Scooby G behind, who has Brewster. And Jack is trying his best to catch up here at the moment. He's in the 111.6s, so he's on par there with Jamie there. Or 111.6 for Jamie. 111.2s though for our leader. Meanwhile, Jamie's still being absolutely harassed by the man that is NGR Fraser. Fraser's that much little later on the brakes at the moment, but he can't make any opportunity of it as we're on lap number 4 of 16. This is 25% race distance right now. So hit the brakes. Jamie's just got that better line through the chicane there. And if Fraser's not careful, Has the Baz will start to catch back up. Meanwhile, in the background, DY House 7 as NGR Scooby G looking all over, weaving across the straight. He's got to be careful there because Brewster is right behind him. This could open the door for Brewster to get past Scooby G. If Scooby G doesn't... you see there, just a little bit of a weave. Stopping Brewster getting through. Meanwhile, Jamie is put a little bit of a gap. Then is the old hairpin then. Scooby G's gone for a tour of the track scenery. Must have just had a bit of a twitch or something on the way in. Maybe locked up, but bit of a weird one for Scooby G. Seems like he's not enjoying it out there at the moment in that car. There's Danzo. There's Tim. Maybe he's a Johnny. Oh, that's Royston. He's had a collision somewhere. Meanwhile, on the front, a 1:10.7 for Jamie. WRX. Pause half a second on NGR Lee, and he's right on him going down through the Carina curves. Will he look for a move? Possibly into McLean's, I reckon. He's got a good run out of the old hairpin here. Much nicer line through Starkey's Bridge. It's not unlocked, so it's not really much of a corner, but it's enough to force NGR Lee into a defensive position here. Jamie can't quite get the traction he requires to make the switchback work into Coppice. Down Starkey straight we go. Lap number 6 this is. They hit the brakes. Now it's late from Lee, and Jamie should get a nice run out of the chicane. That is easy pickings for the road champion of season 14. Yes, he does get that move completed, although Lee's still looking up the inside. Can't quite do much about it now, though. Bit of advertising billboard in the middle of the road. Cleared there by Fraser. Good move from Jamie WRX. Really did set that up nicely from the old hairpin. It was a good half a lap move, that. Forcing NGR Lee to almost like look behind for too long and just missed the braking point for him into the fog of the S's. Great bit of racing. That's Omega. He's gone wide. He's gone rally crossing. He's now down to 7th, which puts Ginge up into 6th, and Lightblade is having a great race here. Not quite on debut, but its debut season, I think this will be, for a full season. He's currently 5th in that top 5 with that Merc. Very, very nice drive so far. Jack has got past Scooby G. His next target is D Whitehouse 7. Who he's now overtaken Omega. I think Omega had a bit of a slowdown penalty there. Jack 16 seconds off the lead after just 7 laps. Meanwhile, Fraser has got past Lee here. So Lee's starting to struggle a little bit with the car in the later stages. It's just actually more of a weird thing. We're halfway through pretty much after this lap. We're halfway through the race. And Lee just seems to be struggling that little bit. But by saying he's a filler for these beasts. It is a great series to race in. I mean, I've not raced in this series yet. I'm hoping maybe in the break that they do an extra, like a little fun round to do. Those beats. There's NGR Lee. Now has to fend off, has the Baz. Sounds like a bad Tasmanian devil, really, doesn't it? Watch out for Has the Baz. He is right on your tail. 1:11.4 that is for Jamie WRX. Losing about 0.04 there to Fraser. And that's not the line you want to take on a BMW either. That's just going to cause you issues. DY House 7 now having to fend off Omega. This is playing right into Jack's hands. Because last time around, Jack done a 1:11.3. That's someone retired. It's no worries, Johnny. Someone has retired. I cannot work out here lots of names, especially NGR tags. Could be anyone, really. We needn't bother at the moment, unless I can get a quick fix on the timing screens. I believe it's NGR Tim. NGR Tim, who has retired from this race. D Whitehouse 7 still having to be defensive here. So Omega practically pushing him. Omega's out the back, he's into the barriers. Here comes Jack, he'll claim that place now. Oh no, he won't. Omega got away very quickly, actually. I thought Jack, he's got the closing speed into Redgate. He'll look maybe up the inside now. Can't quite do it there. Meanwhile, that has the Baz, that's Lee, that's Fraser and Jamie WRX. Both of them looks like they've had a coming together. I was trying to get there as quick as I can with the outside cameras. Didn't quite catch it, caught the aftermath. Fraser in a gravel trap. Jamie looked like he was also played around in the gravel trap a little bit there. And that means Lee retakes the lead as we head on to lap 11, but has the Baz right on him, and Jamie will be coming. Oh, that is one hell of a dummy. He can't quite pull it off though. No, yes he can. Oh, that's unlucky for both drivers. Lee just spinning the rears up, and unfortunately has the Baz. Hang on a minute. There's no way has the Baz could have done that. He's been... Oh, that's a bit interesting there. I wonder if anyone will take any look at that. He's practically just reset the car. NXTGEN, though, has overtaken Lightblade for 5th place. Good stuff for the BMW man. DYH7, there's Jack, who has actually got Omega. I think Omega end up with a penalty. Seemed a bit dodgy that from Hastabaz. It just seemed too convenient that he's suddenly placed right on the circuit there. At that angle, that parallel angle as well. It's bit of a weird one. You watch Jack through the chicane. Just having a look to see if there's anything down the order. Not really. So Jamie leads now by 3.6 seconds. He's got 5 laps to do. There's Fraser back into second. There's Lee in third. Hastabaz is in fourth. An unfortunate coming together. Nothing either driver could really have done about that, other than Lee not spinning it, to be honest. But again, these things happen. Lightblade has retaken that 5th place from NXTGEN. Ginge has got pressure from behind now on DYH7, and Jack is on his way. Can Jack come from 15th on the grid to a top 5? He's looking around the outside of DYH7. He's not going to do that, is he? Yes, he is. What a move. Jack is pulling off some stellars lately of overtakes in this league, and the Group 8 ones for good measure. He really has taken his chances well. Next on his list is his old mate, Ginge. And you can see he's really ragging that car, is Jack. 1:10.8 last time around. You just see that he oozes confidence in it. He absolutely loves that Astra. Tried it one season when the Megans were still allowed, and he obviously, the car's just not quick enough, but now he's got this chance, a golden opportunity to make that Astra look very, very good, and he's doing that very, very well right now. There's the Baz out. Let's go on the tail of Lee. Ginge has got a Opel Astra right behind him, coming up towards McLean's. Here we go. Jack's practically pushing him into McLean's. Good touring car driving there from the pair of them. It's like Plato versus Turkington. Through Coppice they go. Then they can't fight too much if Jack wants to get that 5th place away from Lightblade. On track, that is, because Lightblade has a 4-second penalty, so, I mean, he's pretty much definitely not getting that top 5. Meanwhile, Hastabaz still practically pushing Lee. Here comes Ginge. There's Jack right behind. They are actually catching up to Lightblade quite nicely here. They're going quicker. Oh, James is running slightly wide. That gives Jack the opportunity, and yet again, he doesn't need a second invitation for that one. Drive straight on through. 6th place for Jack. Scuba G's had a bit of an issue there through Redgate. He's now dropped down to 10th, behind Omega. Lightblade's the next victim, effectively, on Jack's list. And then it's that'll pretty much be all he can get there. Oh, big slide from Lightblade. He's pushing it through McLean's. He knows he's got Jack on coming up to his tail in a car. Jack is very quick in. On board with the Astra. Jack is looking to do this. Sooner rather than later. Oh, and yet again, he's been gifted that place. Absolutely gifted. Talk about handing on a silver platter. 5th place for the Astroman from 15th on the grid. A fantastic drive so far, and probably drive of the day for the group, for the modern touring cars. Jamie, though, on the penultimate lap at the moment. In his Mercedes, he is, well, not really running away, because Fraser is gradually catching him, closing him, but not at the right rate of knots, I'm afraid. Only half a second that time around, but 2.7 the gap. Meanwhile, has the Baz still behind NGRE. Jack is running absolutely rampant in that Astra. 1:11.0 the last time around. He really is pushing. I wonder if he's potentially got fastest lap here. 1:10.8. 1:10.8, 1:10.7 there from Jamie. So only a 10th. It's great driving from all the cars today. Very respectful. Through McLean's for the final time. Coppice for Jamie. He's got a couple of back markers ahead in Tro 246 and Royston. They should get out of the way, or at least Tro should. Unless they think they can stay ahead and get one more lap of battling out, which could be interesting for the tail. But Jamie wins at Donington Park. Followed by Fraser, followed by Has the Baz, who managed to get Lee at the end there. Lee finishes in 4th. Jack, TM53 synopsis, a fantastic drive. Drive of the day. He takes 5th place. He is delighted with that one. Now, Lightblade is currently in 6th. I think Ginger's had a couple of issues, but he's got a 4-second penalty. Will that matter, though? That's the question. Omega's going to come through for 7th on the track. Lightblade keeps his 6th place. Ginge moves up into 7th place. D-White House 7 is 8th. Omega is 9th. Scooby G, a rare night tonight. He's not off the pace. He's in 10th. Brewster 71A. In his Astra, comes up for 11th place. Webby to Johnny with no rear wing. He'll take 10th place. Danzo D7 on debut takes 13th. Royston has managed to pull away from Tro 246. A bit of a shame. We're looking forward to a little bit of a battle there. But Royston claims 14th place in this BMW. And Tro 246 takes 15th. With Tim the only retirement from the race. So, confirmation there, Jamie WRX wins from Fraser, from Has the Baz, from NGRE. Jack TM53 synopsis claims a 5th place, a fantastic effort by him. Lightblade 2K18 is in 6th, Ginge in 7th, D-White House 7 is in 8th, Omega 1984 is 9th, Scooby G 10th, Brewster 71A in 11th, Webby's a Johnny 12th, Danzo D7 in 13th, Royston 14th, Tro 246 15th, and Tim 78 retired after completing 7 laps. Now, next up for the modern touring cars, it's Nürburgring GP. Following around with the Group A1s for a little bit for another Turbo Monday. It's going to be a cracker of a race, that one always is. So join us next week for that one. But that's it now for the modern touring cars. And thank you for watching if you have watched. It's been a pleasure for the night. But next up will be my point of view from the MNT Clios as we go around Donington Park National for those in about 5 minutes time, so stay tuned for that one. But from me and the MN and the modern touring cars, thank you for watching. Good night.